morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2015 Military Academy Sendoff Breakfast. Thanks so much for joining us. For those of us who've done this, this is one of our favorite days of the year, maybe only exceeded by your actual interviews and the nominating process, where we get a chance, and our community leaders who do the interviews get a chance to not only meet you, but meet your families, learn more about you. And we just think this is one of the most important things I do each year. And for our nominating board, I think one of the most inspiring things we do each year is to identify our future leaders in our country. And we're just so excited about your future. We're here to celebrate the achievements of these amazing young men and women who in the coming weeks will embark on an exciting and honorable journey of service to our country and ultimately to our communities and to our families. This year, the 8th District of Texas is proud to send another 9 outstanding young men and women to the United States Service Academy. Let me have them stand so that we can recognize them. Danielle, Carol. Danielle, Luke Easton. Where's Luke? Welcome. Nicola Newton. There you go. Colin Page. There you are, Colin. Tyler Rapp. And Corey Sanders. In our view, these students are the future leaders of the country. We can all be reassured of that. I know we've gone through a very strict academy process and been appointed by our academy board are only the best and the brightest. The caliber of the young people in this room and their willingness to serve should reassure us all about the future of the nation, that it is really in good hands for all the things we see that maybe aren't going right in the country. All you have to do is look at our future generation and the leaders in this room who know we've got a very bright future. But today is not just about celebrating these young men and women. It's an opportunity to thank the families, the parents who played such a critical role in all of this. As a parent of 2 young teenagers myself, I know it takes an entire family's support and sacrifice all along the way to make this happen. My belief is nothing of importance ever happens by itself. You can never make it happen just by yourself. Your family plays such a critical role. So to the parents here today, I want to say thank you. Thanks for instilling the values of patriotism, responsibility, and commitment in your children. Thanks for helping make them the fine young men and women they are today, setting the stage for the leaders they'll soon be coming. For the cadets and midshipmen, will you please join me in thanking your parents and your families. So as you all know from going through our nomination process, we're really fortunate to have a process that has really maximized the number of young people that we send to the Academy each year. That's no accident. Throughout the years, we've been blessed with some of the best community leaders, some of whom are here today, and some who graduated from the service academies themselves, so they understand firsthand the challenge ahead, but also the types of servant leaders that we are looking for. Our board is comprised of a tremendous group of leaders, some business, some education, some key military leadership. We can introduce them to you in a moment. But we had a good friend of ours here who passed away not that long ago. One board member I'd like to just, who exemplified service and hard work, was Gary Mason. Gary was from Leon County. He served as the veteran service officer there, did a tremendous job. He served the country in the U.S. Navy helicopter, anti-submarine squadron during the Cuban Missile Crisis. After moving to Centerville, Gary helped veterans receive the benefits they deserve. We worked very closely with our office to help the veterans from what they need to VA, to their service, disability, all the issues that come with being a veteran in America today. Like most vets in small counties, boy, Gary just did it all and did it in a wonderful way. He helped also as a volunteer in a Veterans Appreciation Day, the Christmas Toy Drive project called Letters of Appreciation. It was sort of a veteran's vet who passed away in January. So I'd like to take a moment to remember Gary, although I'm sure that he's watching this today. This is one of his favorite days as well. So we're blessed to have some of the board here with us today, and I just can't thank them enough for the time they take to make sure we're nominating the best and the brightest, and they're always here for the right reasons. So let me introduce, please stand, Camilla Vineberg. Good to see you. Sharon Hale. Lieutenant Colonel Champ Miller. Tom Murphy. Lieutenant Colonel Wendell Barnes. Jim Fredericks. I'm sorry, Jim. Good to see you. And Chris O'Rourke. Chris, thanks for being here. So today, both, I'm just adding on to the things we're doing today. We're congratulating and wishing well our young men and women. We're thanking the parents and the board who made this day so important. But also, it's an opportunity to hear from both for the parents and for our young men and women to learn what to expect as they're about to head off to Annapolis, Colorado Springs, in West. I'll encourage all of you to take this time to get to know the other cadets and midshipmen as well as their families. You may see them a lot in the coming years. And for the parents, it's a great opportunity to meet other academy parents, which will also create bonds throughout the years as well, as what we've learned from those who've gone through this throughout the years. So we think this is an important day for a lot of reasons. I hope this breakfast gives you sustenance on a lot of different levels, and it helps create some friendships and support systems and knowledge for the coming years ahead. And so before we have breakfast, begin today's program, I'd like to call on my friend and longtime Academy Service Board member, Lieutenant Colonel Champ Miller, who served this country, whose wife serves our state, whose children serve our nation, to lead us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Champ Miller.
If you would please stand and join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And also the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please be seated. At this time, we'll begin the breakfast buffet. We'll start with the head table, and the staff will direct the other tables. All right? Enjoy your breakfast. And we'll start in about 20 to 25 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Draw near to thee in sincerity and truth. May our religion be filled with gladness, and may our worship of thee be natural. Strengthen and increase our admiration for honest dealing and clean thinking, and suffer not our hatred of hypocrisy and pretense ever to diminish. Encourage us in our endeavor to live above the common level of life. Make us to choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong, and never to be content with a half-truth when the whole can be one. Endow us with courage that's born of loyalty to all that is noble and worthy, that scorns to compromise with vice and injustice and knows no fear when truth and right are in jeopardy. Guard us against flippancy and irreverence of the sacred things of life. Grant us new ties of friendship, new opportunities of service. Kindle our hearts in fellowship with those of cheerful countenance, and soften our hearts with sympathy for those who sorrow and suffer. Help us to maintain the honor of the corps, untarnished and unsullied, and to show forth in our lives the ideals of West Point in doing our duty to Thee and to our country. All of which we ask in the name of the great friend and master of all. Amen. Please be seated. How'd everybody like that breakfast? All right. This is Kevin's staff. This is the first time we've had this year, and I thought they did a tremendous job. So let's give an applause to the staff. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody to Congressman Brady's Academy at Sendoff. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Champ Miller, and I graduated from West Point in 1974. Most of you, the applicants, weren't even born when I graduated. Matter of fact, some of the parents too. Boy, that hurts, I can tell you. But I compliment you in attaining the position that you're now in to be admitted to an academy. It's an important decision point in your life, and it's a direction that you will keep for your life. But I can tell you one thing, it's going to be an adventure, okay? Right now, I'm going to tell you how to get through the academy, okay? Regardless of which academy you're attending, be it Air Force, Navy, or West Point. We have 4 children. One of my children is in the Marines, and yes, fathers fail every now and then. She graduated from the Naval Academy in 2003. Okay. So yes, Army Navy does get interesting. But I'll tell you what, I'm running out of money. I would continue your physical training that you're doing right now on up to the time that you enter. It will make it easier for you. Okay? Continue to run, do those push-ups and sit-ups. Okay? It will help. I also have some handouts for the individuals who are attending West Point. Okay? On them are various songs and poems that you need to commit to memory. It will save you time, and it will save you pain. Now, everybody has on their table in front of you this right here, press on. Go ahead, pick it up, put it in your little paws. Okay. I'm going to read it. Press on. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. And I think the grads that are here with me today would agree. Determination, persistence. Okay? You're going to get knocked down when you go in there. Okay? The first 8 weeks of your new cadet training, we call it experience. Okay? You're going to face a cadet or midshipman detail. And they are out to tear you down and build you up. It's their job. Do one thing. Don't take it personal. Okay? When I did in 1970, 5 July, I took it personal, and it was very hard for me. Don't take it personal, it's a job. And to some of them, it's a game. So look at it in that context. It's their job to make a game out of it. Okay? Don't laugh. Okay? One of the main things that you have to do is manage your time. It's important. Okay, it's the crux of getting you through the academy. Time management. And following close on the heels of time management is prioritization. Okay? Prioritize. You will learn to do that. When you come out of there, you will be able to do that. And also, you're going to be able to make a split-second decision on the information that you have at hand. The Honor Society, or the Honor Code, okay? Is it important? Yes. It's a mainstay of all academies. Cadet doesn't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those that do. Can you walk out the South Gate? I had a classmate that was dismissed from West Point 2 days before graduation. Okay, because of an honor violation. Okay? Why do we do that? Why are we so strict? Because in combat, lives depend on the truth. And there's no tolerance there for anything else. I've been in countries all over the world, several combat zones, some declared, some undeclared. And I can tell you that is vital. It is for individuals to maintain their integrity. And if things are not right, send it up. And sometimes it's hard to do. But that's choosing that harder right instead of the easier wrong. Parents, I've got something for you. There's a West Point Parents Club of Houston, also United States Air Force Academy Parents Club, and also a United States Navy Parents Club. I would recommend you join, okay? You will garner information that your little dear probably hasn't written back to you and shared with you from other parents that they're getting their information from their mids and cadets. Okay? I have right here, this is the Air Force Academy, right here in my right hand, okay, for the Parents Club. See me after this meeting and I'll give it to you. It would be good for you to join, okay, because then you can relate to what your mid or your cadet is doing at the academy. They'll have events, and also you'll be able to understand the process a little bit better. Okay? You are their main support. You'll probably get one letter the first week, and after that, probably none. So it's a means of communications. Okay? Now, is there a stigma if you don't join? No, there's not. It's just help for you. Okay? If there are any questions, I'll be at this table, like I said, at the end of this event. Now, Kevin, stage left, it's your time.
Dan Boyce does a great job for us. We're so grateful for his service through the years. It really has made a great difference for us. We have 3 speakers. They try a little different, not only location but format. We have speakers from West Point, the Naval and the Air Force Academy, share their experiences and give us their advice. Let me introduce, really proud to introduce our first speaker, Colonel James Brady. He was born into an Air Force family and raised on a dairy farm, which is tough work. Retired Army Colonel James Rainey graduated from West Point, was commissioned into the Corps of Engineers. He served our nation in Europe, then joined the reserves and began a new career in the energy industry, where he's also a leader in recognizing our veterans and heroes in the community. But the Army needed Colonel Rainey, and so he was called back up to active duty after the terrorist attacks of 9/11 and went to Afghanistan, and then he's called back up again to serve his country in Iraq. His honors include the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, and the Army Meritorious Service Medal with Silver Oak. Please welcome my friend, Colonel Jim Rainey.
behind the podium. And if you don't understand me, I will repeat myself at a little higher volume. One of the things you will learn at the academy is how to speak to a crowd. Well, Champ just stole everything I was going to say. He did a great job of laying that out. Just first introduce myself. My name is Jim Brady, graduated in 1975. I'm going back for my 40th reunion. And a classmate of mine is the superintendent of West Point. So I will be drunk at the Suits House in October. I've never done that before, always wanted to do that. So I'm going to be able to do that this year, finally. So I am also the Director of Engineering for Anadarko Petroleum. Special projects. Okay, when you're about to retire, they don't know what to do, you need special projects. Here I am, I'm as old as Champ, I'll be that way. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm also the SPE Drilling Engineer of the Year for 2014. Now, you know, I can't say that at my own company because they laugh at me, because they know me. And that's one thing you need to take with you. All the accolades that you got in high school, all the valedictorians, all the awards, you're not going to mean anything when you get there. I want you to know that. You're going to start from scratch. Everybody starts at the same plane. So just remember, you're starting over. A couple things I want to talk about. Champ already said time. Time is critical. Manage it. But the key is, okay, you're going to get an experience there. There are people that get 1 year of experience, it takes them 4 years to get it. And then there's people that get 4 years of experience in 4 years because they focus on what they're doing. They learn. They develop skills. They understand what they're there for. Okay? So take the time to genuinely enjoy your experience. You know, I did not. Okay? I didn't realize where I was. The people you have there are going to be your friends for life. Don't be distracted with other things. Like you said, prioritization. Next, before you go, take an anti-selfish medicine, okay? The whole idea is don't be selfish. Cooperate and graduate. I assure you, you will not graduate if you don't cooperate. It's not about you. The maturity of an individual can be measured on when he no longer serves himself, he learns to serve others and a nation. That's the key. Selflessness. Next thing, failure and frustration. The little poem he's got there, press on? Absolutely. Failure and frustration will be there your entire life. What are you going to do about it? And like he said, like Champ said, you're going to make a decision or asked to make a decision like that. You better figure out which side you're going to be on when that decision presents itself. When the decision presents itself, it's too late. Well, let me think about it. It's too late. You're either going to press on or you're not going to press on. So figure out what you're going to do before that situation hits. Failure and frustration. Love and fear. Let me tell you, every decision you ever make in your life is going to be based on two things. You either love it or you fear it. Criteria is always there. What do you have to learn how to do? To learn techniques on how to manage it. That's really analytical techniques. My wife is worse about this. Even in our marriage, I analyze it. Nothing worse than analysis of love. Let me tell you. I'm telling you. There's no common sense in that whatsoever. But learn to manage it. Don't fear. Love more, fear less. That's my advice. Techniques for survival. Yes, the people you will meet will be your friends for life. I did not realize that until all my classmates turned up for the reunion. And your brothers. Whether you like them or not, or whether your wife likes them or not, they're your brothers and your sisters. I assure you, it will be that way. So go in with a positive attitude to try and make them your brothers and sisters. Also, ask questions. Do not make assessments. One of the worst things in the world when you see something and say, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Okay? The worst ass tune I ever got was from Tommy Franks. Tommy All Franks get in there, and he never made a statement. We were doing the actual pre-planning for the invasion of Iraq, is what it was. This was long before we ever did that. And he never made a statement to us. All he did was ask questions. Well, as he asked more in-depth questions and more in-depth questions, we realized how stupid we were. You can get your point across by simply asking questions. And you don't have to tell them whether they were good or bad. They'll know. You don't have to tell them. Never made an assessment. Worst ass tune I ever had. All I got to say. Honor code. You know, Champ talked about the honor code. He is absolutely correct. It is absolute in every way. Well, let me tell you, there's some secondary effects of the honor code that you guys need to realize. Number one, sometimes you may not want to know the answer. Be real careful of the questions you ask. Because some questions get answered and you have to take action. The question is, are you prepared to take that action? What did you and your daughter do? What did you and my daughter do last night? Well, General, do you really want to know? Not that that ever happened. Just want you to know. So there's a secondary effect. Make sure your questions you want to know the answer to. And the second one is, did you enjoy my dinner? Oh, you look particularly lovely tonight. Can I help you with the dishes? Okay, that's not quibbling. I think politicians, nothing against you, Kevin, outstanding of answering questions that have not been asked, okay? So make sure your answer the question honestly. Sometimes you may not want to answer the question. Announcements, that's right. The other thing you'll see is announcements at the end of every meal. We call it publication of orders. For those that don't do that, absolutely. Complete all your paperwork. Some of you have not completed your paperwork. Make sure you get in your transcripts. Okay, great. Semester transcripts. Also, physical fitness. As Champ said, you run. And then when you're tired of running, run some more. Okay, and then run some more. Because that's what it's all about. And our day for West Point will be the 29th of June. So that's coming up pretty close. So anyway, I want to thank Kevin and his staff and all of you. Congratulations. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you this morning. Thank you.
Jim, thanks very much for waking us up. Tell us how you feel. Thanks again for all your service and your advice today. And, well, you're so right about the friendships. In Congress, 4 of us lawmakers roomed together up there. We're just trying to save money, but over the years we've become friends with each other. We've watched our families grow up, and my closest friend is John Chimpus, one of the few from Illinois, one of the few West Pointers up there. In fact, he's head of the Board of Visitors for West Point. He's quite a guy, but he's West Point all the way through, early to bed, early to rise. When I come down in the morning, he's at the kitchen table reading the Bible, ready for the day. Now, I'm not down there exactly when we're leaving. I hear this whistling from downstairs. That means the car is going. Up until recently, we've only had one car among the 4 of us, so it's like college. You're texting each other, can I get a ride in? This week, can I borrow a car? My wife is coming. I need to go to the groceries. You know, all that. But I can't tell you how many nights a friend comes in, one of his West Point buddies comes in, they have dinner. I mean, they just stop everything. And it's just a bond. You're right. It's a bond for life. It's pretty special. I'm really pleased to be able to introduce our next speaker. Tim Hurdle is a proud graduate of the Naval Academy in Annapolis. After graduation, his first assignment was as Deck Division Officer on the USS Gunston Hall. He's responsible for a number of people maintaining amphibious warfare equipment, including the flight deck, oil deck, and crane system. He earned his Surface Warfare Officer pin, was on station in the Persian Gulf. So when you think of the 2nd Battalion of U.S. Marines landing in Iraq for shock and awe, remember Tim was key in making that landing possible. His second assignment was as a reactor propulsion division officer responsible for more than 40 people conducting maintenance and repair on just one of the U.S. area's true moon steam propulsion and electricity generating systems. He also was led the watch team during Operation Iraq Freedom, again assisting the Hurricane Katrina disaster relief efforts. Please welcome to the podium Tim Turtle.
Okay, well, in complete honesty, I thought we were having a panel discussion, so my remarks may not be quite so eloquent, but I think, I did want to start off by mentioning that I was born in 1979, so I do fall in that pool of people that's, coincidentally, the last time,
Boy, that hurt.
I think it's also the last time Army beat Navy in football. Science on that, so I might have to use it. No, I was just saying to come here and chat with you, all of you, even though only one of you had the same name like Andy. But because I actually remember my setup. So I lived in Virginia at the time, and a lot of my friends there that were still my friends from the academy, we got together and kind of all looked at each other, probably like you're looking at each other saying, what do you do? I think each one of us will progressively have less to talk about because we're going to say similar things. But my advice would be to really enjoy the next 2 weeks. Maybe study, maybe, but here's a news flash, like, you're going to get yelled at even if you know everything and read points, everything, whatever book you have, like, it's, it would be helpful, but in my opinion, I think you need to spend some time with your parents and your friends, because I don't think I realized when I was going to the academy that it's, you're really starting a new phase of your life. I remember when I went, I thought, oh, plebe year is going to be really terrible, and after that, I'd be like Top Gun, I'd be playing beach volleyball. Top Gun was pretty popular back then. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's pretty good. But it turns out that actually being in the military is really hard. And it's not hard just on you, it's hard on your family, immediate family you're going to have in the future, more friends, your parents, everybody. And it's not just your time in the academy, it's your time in the service too. They say it's a career sacrifice. It's not just people dying in war, it's also just the time you have to spend committed to it. So, and I didn't have this perspective, but it's, by signing up for this deal, you've signed up the next 9 years of your life to this. And I think you may not remember the past 9 years of your life. So picture every experience you've ever had in your whole life. You've said, I'm going to do that much time, at least, at bare minimum, that much time going into the future. And that kind of perspective, I think, will help you get through the academy because you realize, I can't get that frustrated about not knowing the menu for morning meal because this is a 9-year deal. Yeah, I got yelled at, but you know what? I have to wake up and do this for the next, so many years. So I think you just keep that perspective and try to maintain the attitude of there's going to be a lot of days that don't go your way in the military, and particularly at the academy. So just try to get through it. I think anyone that's been to the academy is probably lying if they said there weren't at least a few times they were saying, forget it, I'm out of here. But it takes a lot of perseverance to keep pushing and move forward through it. But it's the whole attitude. It's I think I mentioned it already, but starting a new phase of your life. My favorite picture, and one of my favorite pictures of myself, which sounds funny to say, but is my mom took a picture of me right after I hugged her to walk into Iowa. And they maybe I'm spoiling the surprise. They let the moms pack the backpacks, but then you walk in the door, they take the backpack, and they throw it in the closet. So you have this honorary backpack that you don't get to see for a year, and then they proceed to give you everything you need: a ruler, a pair of scissors, underwear, everything, literally everything you could possibly need. 4 boxes with your name on it, and they put you in a uniform. They're like, good luck. But right before that, it's a picture of me that my mom took as I'm walking in. So it's a picture of me just with my neck. And I think I wish I could go back then and say, hey, this is a big moment. Because since I went to the academy, the longest I've been home is 7 years consecutively. So I think I once went a year and a half without really seeing my parents at all. So I think it's, for the parents, that's probably not exciting news. but I think one thing I'm proud of and they're proud of is that I'm a very independent person. And I think that's really, now that I'm a parent, I realize how important that is, that you love your kids, you want to see them, but of course you also want them to be successful. I think the academy definitely sets you up to be successful, and not just at the academy or in the military. I only did 5 years of service. So I decided that it wasn't for me, and I moved on. But I still take a lot of those lessons, all the silly things, and maybe the best one is actually the 5 basic responses. So I think it's the same in all services, but for sure in the Navy, and you learn this freshman year, it's, you can say yes sir, no sir, I'll find out sir, aye sir. That's probably the Navy. And then the last one is, but then the last one, which is the hardest one, is no excuse sir. And I think this is the one that like people really struggle with the most when they get to the academy. Is in your life outside of the military, it's okay to know 95% of something, and like, okay, maybe I don't know everything, but that's probably pretty close to right. If you don't like the example I use, the morning meal, if you have to memorize all the menus, if you guys don't know that, it's ridiculous. But if you remember everything, like you forgot the chili mustard sauce on the corn dogs. They're like, you don't know the menu. Why don't you know the menu? Well, I didn't know it. I knew the other 24 things. I just forgot the chili mustard sauce. So no, you can't say anything. No excuse, sir. I didn't know it. Sorry. And that's really hard, I think, for people as they first go, is that you have to know everything, and you're accountable for everything. And if you don't know it, all you can say is no excuse, sir, and get yelled at. Sorry, no excuse. You're so stupid. Like, all right. I actually knew 95% of it, but don't care. So it's that whole mentality is really challenging. And then maybe the final point I would say is that along the lines of being your friends, the people at the academy, you all depend on each other too. There's this is going to be really dorky, but there's these sayings in the Navy that I really like. I think they're actually from the British Navy. They're from the 1800s. They're called the laws of the Navy. And one of them is, on the strength of one link in the cable, depending the life of the chain. Who knows when that may be tested, so that down there is the straining. And it's a saying, it's like, okay, like you're all together, and you're only as strong as the weakest person. And you don't know when somebody's going to pull on that chain. Well, you do know in your case it's going to be in about 2 weeks. But it's a good general saying anyway. So it's I love that saying. I obviously have memorized it for 20 years, and even not preparing for the speech, I thought of it, and it's really it's good advice because it's hard to say when you're going to have a bad day, and one of your friends is going to have a bad day. They're going to depend on you. They're going to be the weak link of the chain sometimes. So are you, and you really have to depend on each other. The last piece of advice, one more actually, is talk to the people that are prior enlisted or that went to the prep school, so the Navy and SNAPs. Those guys, when you get there, I was really lucky that I had a roommate that went to prep school. So he'd been through everything. It was a calming influence. He's like, don't worry, I'm having a heart attack. We're 35 seconds late before formation. He's like, don't worry, like it's gonna be okay. Like, we're gonna get yelled at, we're gonna do push-ups, but we're gonna wake up tomorrow, we're gonna be alive, like just, we screwed up, we just gotta keep moving. So those, the men and women that have been to prep school or prior enlisted, they're extremely helpful. Listen to what they have to say, and just enjoy your next 2 weeks.
Thanks very much. That is great practical advice on all this, so thanks. Our final speaker, Justin Johnson, graduated from the Air Force Academy, where he played basketball and was a skydiving instructor on the Academy's parachuting team, the Wings of Blue. He graduated with a degree in operations research, still had time for several hundred jumps. He served active duty time as an acquisition project manager and flight test analyst for the F-22, which is impressive. Today, Justin's director of performance management at EDP Renewals, where he both monitors and manages the performance of wind and solar plants. He earned his MBA from Babson College. Really, just it's great to have you here. Please welcome Justin Johnson.
All right, as the Congressman said, Justin Johnson, I graduated in 2000, and I went to the academy. I didn't have any family that was in the military. I didn't really know what to expect. I had just turned 18. So really, really green. And you get there, and it's just your parents drop you off at Doolittle Hall, and kind of how Tim said in the Navy, it's hugs and kisses. Your mom's crying, and you're trying not to cry because your mom's crying, and then your life changes. You get on a bus, and they start screaming at you. I remember some poor kid had the tenacity to chew gum on that bus, like he did. So you'll never forget. And that poor kid just, 2 minutes into the Air Force Academy, just getting screamed at. I'm thinking, thank God it's not me. But as Colonel Miller said, I think that press on quote was really good because that's what it's about. People who are, there's a lot of brilliant people, people that were much, much smarter than me, that go to the academies. You know, you do get the nation's best and brightest. But the people who are the most successful are the people who work the hardest. And that's how it is in life too. There are people who can be more gifted than you in certain areas, but if you work hard and just buckle down and don't mess around and focus and prioritize, you can do good. You can do whatever you want to do. So that's the best lesson I learned from the academy and the military, because the military is service, excellence in all we do, or integrity first, excellence in all we do, service before self. It truly, at least in the Air Force, it's service before self. They put you where they need you. And I didn't have any idea how to be an acquisitions program manager. I didn't even know what it was, but you get in there and you realize with all this training that you accumulated over the previous 4 years, you get in there and you realize like you can learn to do anything if you just apply yourself and really buckle down and work hard. So that's a great lesson, and it was a great, when I chose to transition into the civilian world, I had that confidence and that knowledge that I could do anything I want to do if I just buckled down and worked hard. So you'll get on the bus, do a little haul, they take you to the academy, and you spend all day walking around the academy, literally like Tim said, getting everything you need to live your life. You could show up there just with t-shirt, shorts, and shoes, and they're going to give you everything you need for the next 4 years of your life. And you're going to get back to your room. In our case, it was like 4 big bags of stuff. Just for, if you can do it, if it's possible, just relax. Because you're not, if you're perfect, they're going to help you. So just relax and try not to, that's the best advice I ever had. I went in there really green and I was worried and thought I had to do everything, just so if you can just relax and do your best. And most importantly, be a team. If you're right and your roommate's wrong, you are really, really wrong. It's even worse than if you're wrong. So be a team, be wrong together or be right together and work together, and you will make incredible bonds. So I have friends all over the world, all over the nation, and when I travel a lot for my work still, and I can always, pretty much any city I'm in, I have a buddy that I was in the Air Force with, and you're a family. And you have so much in common, and you'll keep that for the rest of your life. So that's a really great thing. I was in Frankfurt, Germany, traveling for work in the airport, and I was working on my computer, and I had a sticker, a Wings and Blue sticker on my computer. And a guy walks by and said, "Oh, you were on the Wings and Blue," and it turned out he was a graduate of the academy in the early 80s. And it was just, I'd never met the guy before in my life, but you instantly have this bond and all these common connections. And we chatted for like the next hour. So just a little piece of home in Germany, in the middle of Germany. So, let's see. I said form a team. For those of you going to the Air Force Academy, when do you guys report, for basic training? June 25th. Well, I'll be in Mexico sipping margaritas. But they still do it the same way. You'll be in Vandenberg Hall. If you have a room facing the quad, you'll have the same memory I always have, because you would sleep with your windows open because there was no air conditioning. You wanted them to be cool at night. And every morning, the birds chirping would wake me up. After the first few mornings, you didn't realize it, but later on, you realize those birds chirping were, in about 10 minutes, they were going to crank the music, and they were going to start yelling, "Pants are on, doors are open," and your new day was starting. So still to this day, if I wake up to birds chirping, I have this moment of reason. I forget I'm not at the academy. Other funny thought is, so I go to the academy for 4 years, and you start off every class. As soon as the instructor walks into the room, the first person to see him has to yell, "Class, stand up," and everyone stands up, and there's a class leader, and he nominated, and he reports into the instructor and says, "Sir, class report's ready for instruction. 2 students absent," or whatever. So I'm out of the Air Force Academy for like 4 years, go to grad school at night. My very first class. Instructor walks in the room, I stand at attention. And it probably took took me a year and a half to, not want to, not say sir all the time. They didn't want me to call them sir, so, sir, may I ask a question, sir? So you're just going to have lessons that you take with you that are going to be hard to get rid of, but they're good lessons and they will serve you well. People say it all the time, but the Academy is like a leadership lab, and you'll get to see the good and the bad. And like Colonel Miller said, it is in some extent, it is a game. You should treat it like that. Do not laugh. Yeah, do not laugh. You will laugh at some point, and then you won't laugh after that. But it is a game, and if you think about it like that, it does help. Just because they're cadets like you. You're going to be 18, 19, and they're 20, 21. They're just a year or two ahead of you. They're doing their best, and just personalities and stuff. Some people handle things differently, but just learn from them. Make you a better leader in life and make you successful in whatever you want to do in the future. And I think something that I've learned from there as well is that the best things in life are the things that are hardest to achieve. You learn the most from them, they're the most rewarding, and I see that just in what I want to do with my life now, and hobbies. I get the most out of the things that are the hardest to achieve. John F. Kennedy, right down the road at Rice University, in his Moon speech, said that. He said, we do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And that really, it resonates with me. And you'll get a lot out of the Academy because it is hard, but you're going to learn a lot. And then the last thing I would say is, if you're normal, you will think about people because it's tough. If you're a green guy like I am, especially when you think about the thing that saved me is I found stuff I like to do and I got involved. So there are all kinds of great extracurricular activities at the Academy. You could be a soaring instructor, you could do flight team, you could do skiing. I realized that I wasn't going to be a good college basketball player, and I could fall out of planes a lot easier. It wasn't very hard. So I got involved on the skydiving team, and it changed my life because it takes. Academies aren't that big for you guys, but I came from a small high school. It narrowed my world down from the 4,000 some odd cadets to like a core group of 30 people on the jump team who I loved. And, the best experience of my life, the most tight-knit bond I've ever had to this day, and I just encourage you to try to do the same thing. Find something extracurricular. There's all kinds of great programs and opportunities at the Academy. Find something that you're interested in and get involved, and it will make all the difference in the world. It makes everything else worthwhile. So I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you guys today. I'm excited for your future. I know you'll do well, but I still hope the Air Force wins this year.
Justin, thanks very much again for being here and sharing your insight. I know some of our young people are thinking, I wish it were 4 years from today. And I did notice the biggest laughs came from those who've already gone through the Academy. Not so much the parents and the midship and the cadets heading into it, but think about the advice we heard today. Do your best, be a team, admit when you're wrong, and enjoy the experience. That's often good advice for life as well. But to hear from those who've been through the experience you're going to start in about 2 weeks, I think is timing for this advice could be, frankly, better. So to Tim and Justin and Jim, each step forward, we have a small token of our appreciation. Oh, here you go, Kate. Thank you. Red, white, and blue, the way it ought to be. Thank you all. Join me in thanking them again. Oh. Great. A couple things we're really excited about. You heading into the Academy. We know you're going to do great. One of the reasons we were talking earlier, our district is really blessed with talented young men and women. And so, while we're only guaranteed one piece the academies each year, up until recently we've been averaging almost 17 a year. They've sort of shrunk the classes a bit. We're still averaging nearly 10 because they know, our academies know, we've got a very strong bench, and the performance that you do at the academies actually opens the door for more young people from our community, because they know, you're getting the job done, and they want to go to communities and congressional districts where we can get the job done for them as well. And so what you're doing is helping open doors as well for maybe your younger brothers and sisters or people in the community who are looking at you thinking, can I do that? Can I work hard and get accepted to the Naval Academy, West Point Air Force? So we're really proud of you. I hope our young people will keep us posted, not in the first month, but throughout your career. We love to hear what you're doing. And so take the time at some point to email us. Let us know what's going on. We really enjoy following your career. For the parents, we can start networking today. If you'd like to give your information to Katie, we'll get that around to everybody. I think Cham's point on having these parents clubs right here, and I've been to a couple of them. They're really helpful. I mean, tremendously helpful, because they're in a network that your young people will have to find around the world, literally. Support of parents who can help them as well. It's really, I didn't know that existed, and it really is fascinating. So we're really excited about today, and thankful to the parents, and thankful to our speakers. And to close us out in benediction, let me welcome to the podium Lieutenant Colonel William Hawks.
Before the benediction, I need to tell you, I was an enlisted soldier who went to OCS during Vietnam. The best officers in the Army, Navy, and Air Force go to the academies. That is the best training people that you have. And so I look forward to watching you in your careers in the future. If you can pray with me. Today is a celebration of your first step in attaining your goal. This journey is not easy, and if it was, anyone would take it. You are a select group of students with the desire to serve our country. You're not alone in this journey. Always remember, when things get tough, we know in this group that you will make it. Your parents and your family know that you will make it. And always remember that your Lord is with you every step of the way. He is your strength, always with you. Amen.
Thank you, Colonel. Two final things we do have for the moms. We have the flowers on the table. We have enough for each of our moms. Please take them as our again token of appreciation. I know we'll want to take a picture with our midshipmen and cadets. If you don't mind, it would be an honor if I could have a photo with you. Again, good luck and God bless. Thank you.